Welcome back. As we continue our daily life series, we need to talk about something important, the toilet. So most of the time when we get up in the morning, we need to empty our bladder, relieve our bowels, something like that. So we have to go run to the toilet just after we get up. It's an important function, we do it all day long. So let's talk about some of the habits that really could help us or hurt us. Now, often when we get up out of bed, we might be a little bit groggy, or if we get up in the middle of the night, we might not be able to think about some of the things that I'm going to suggest. But what we can do is start practicing during the daytime so it becomes a habit, so then when we have to get up in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning, we're not so groggy or the habit's ingrained in us. Now, when we get up and we go to use the toilet, when we sit down, a lot of people I see, they stick out their butt, arch their back, and sit down like that, okay? Now, we're often taught having a straight back will actually preserve our back and help us use our knees. Not really so. If you try that, you can actually feel those back muscles kicking in the whole entire time you're sitting. And when you stand up, if you push up and arch your back, guess what? I wasn't really using those thigh muscles, I was using these back muscles. Now, this is hard because this toilet doesn't have armrest, so this is something you may have to practice with armrest before you do it, whereas you tuck your butt under, you round out, and you start to feel your thighs as you sit down. Takes a while to control it, so you might have to put your hands behind you to catch yourself or to help you lower yourself down, and then the same thing when you sit up, you go to stand up, chest down, belly out, you lean forward, and you push up using your thighs. So what that looks like from the side is we want to use our thigh muscles, so we allow ourselves to round out and sit down. We don't want to stick our back out like this and have this huge arch, because guess what? Those back muscles just kicked in, it's going to hurt your body. But now if I can round out, let my back muscles relax a little bit, my ribs are going down, and I use my thighs, you're going to feel it so much different. All of a sudden now I can feel my heels working, kicks in my hamstrings, and I can control my movement down to the toilet. Very, very important. Now let's say you're sitting here. One of the things that's very different in American society versus Asian cultures is how the toilet system works. We're taught to sit on this contraption. Our feet are down. It's not really a great place for our bowels to relieve themselves. If you go to any Asian cultures, they have a hole. They get into a very squatty position. So one of the things that is out there now is something called a squatty potty. This one's the squatty potty toilet stool. I think I got it at Costco a couple years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It goes around a toilet seat, and so what it does is when I'm sitting, it brings my knees up, so now I'm in a curled position. I'm curled up, and that puts our bowels in the correct position to relieve themselves. Very good for your body, and I know a lot of people drink coffee to help relieve their bowels, but let's say you want to get rid of caffeine. Let's say you don't want to have a stimulant like that to help relieve yourself. You can get something like a squatty potty and get used to it, and it's good for your body position to help relieve things naturally so you don't have to push. One thing I learned many, many years ago is we're not supposed to push to relieve our bowels. It's supposed to happen naturally. Our sphincters are supposed to relax, things are supposed to come out. Most of us don't realize that, and we try to push and shove. A lot of times it's because our gut's so sucked up and our ribs are so sucked up, and then we try to bear down and push, and it can lead to ripping of your colon and other issues. Not a good thing. So try something like a squatty potty. It wasn't very expensive either, maybe 20 bucks. Totally worth it if it helps you relieve yourself. So now getting up, again, you can put your hands back here. Sometimes people need armrests on the wall or grab bars, totally fine. But let's see if you can bend forward, belly out, and then stand up, pushing through your heels to get your legs to kick in so you don't use your back. Now, practice this when you're not groggy. Don't want it to hurt yourself, don't want you to fall. This is something also to practice when you're not in a really urgent time. Obviously, if you have to go, you have to go. But if you have a little extra time between goings, practice on the toilet. It's really something that can help you, and it can shift the way that you do things. Catch how many times you use your back to sit down and stand up. Practice on a higher chair first. Lower it down all the way to the toilet's level. There's many strategies that you can use that can really help you out. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for joining me on this fun journey in the bathroom. We will see you again next week. Take care. Bye.